Why do so many people never reach the age of 65? And why do others remain strong, clear-minded, and independent well into their 90s? The difference is not always explained by genetics or medical care. Research on healthy aging repeatedly points to something far more ordinary: the habits people follow every day. After 65, common behaviors can gradually weaken the heart, muscles, brain, metabolism, and immune system. The danger is that these habits rarely feel harmful. Many older adults accept them as a normal part of aging and continue them for years without realizing the cost. In this video, we will identify those 5 habits and explain what they may be doing inside your body. You will also learn 3 simple tests you can perform at home to check your strength, sleep quality, and level of social connection. None of them require special equipment, and each one may reveal a warning sign that is easy to overlook. More importantly, we will cover 2 practical solutions frequently recommended by doctors. Changes that can be started immediately without complicated routines. And near the end, you will discover one powerful habit commonly seen among people who live beyond 100. It has little to do with expensive supplements, extreme diets, or intense exercise. This video is not meant to frighten you. It is meant to show you what can still be changed. After 60, small daily decisions can either accelerate decline or help protect your independence for years to come. Before we begin, if you enjoy learning simple, practical ways to stay healthy and independent as you grow older, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel. Give this video a like if you find it helpful, and share it with a friend or family member. Sometimes one conversation or one helpful video can inspire a change that lasts for years. Now, let's begin with the first habit. And it's probably something millions of older adults are doing right now without realizing how much it may be affecting their health. Habit number 1, sitting too much. When most people think about staying healthy after 60, they immediately think about exercise. They ask themselves, did I go for a walk today? Or did I get enough physical activity this week? But there is another question that may be even more important. How many hours did you spend sitting today? For many older adults, this question never even comes to mind, yet it may have a greater impact on long-term health than they realize. Take Sandra, for example. At 68, Sandra had what many people would consider a healthy lifestyle. Every morning, she enjoyed a brisk 30-minute walk around her neighborhood. She rarely missed a day, and she believed that one habit was enough to keep her healthy. The problem wasn't what Sandra did in the morning. It was what happened during the rest of the day. After breakfast, she sat to read the newspaper. Later, she watched television, answered emails, worked on crossword puzzles, chatted with friends on the phone, and relaxed in her favorite chair after dinner. By bedtime, she had often spent more than 10 hours sitting, when her legs gradually became weaker, and climbing stairs started feeling more difficult. Sandra assumed it was simply part of getting older. Her doctor saw something different. He explained that long periods of sitting place the body under stress in ways many people never notice. The first change involves circulation. Every time you walk, your leg muscles help pump blood back toward your heart. But when you remain seated for hours, those muscles barely contract. Blood moves more slowly, especially through the legs, increasing stiffness and reducing healthy circulation. The second change happens inside your muscles. After the age of 60, muscle mass naturally declines each year. Sitting for long periods speeds up that process because the muscles are receiving very little stimulation. Over time, standing up, carrying groceries, or even maintaining balance can become noticeably harder. Your metabolism also slows. Large muscles help regulate blood sugar and burn energy throughout the day. When those muscles stay inactive for hours, your body uses less energy and processes sugar less efficiently. This may contribute to weight gain and increase the risk of metabolic diseases over time. Another concern is blood clots. Although they are not common, sitting for long, uninterrupted periods allows blood to pool in the legs, creating conditions that may increase the risk of dangerous clots, especially in older adults who already have circulation problems. Even the brain feels the effects. Regular movement supports healthy blood flow to the brain. Without frequent movement, some people notice reduced concentration, slower thinking, or feeling unusually tired during the afternoon. Your brain depends on steady circulation just as much as your heart and muscles do. This is why many experts emphasize an important point. A 30-minute walk cannot erase 10 hours of sitting. Exercise is essential, but it does not completely offset the effects of remaining inactive for the rest of the day. Your body benefits most when movement is spread throughout the entire day, not concentrated into one short workout. Here's a simple way to check how your lower body is doing. Sit in a sturdy chair with your feet flat on the floor. Cross your arms over your chest, then stand up and sit down 5 times without using your hands. This is known as the sit-to-stand test. It offers a quick picture of your leg strength, balance, and mobility. If you struggle to complete 5 repetitions, need to push off with your hands, or lose your balance, it may be a sign that your muscles need more regular daily movement. If you feel unsteady, make sure someone is nearby, or use a stable chair for safety. Fortunately, the solution is surprisingly simple. Many doctors recommend the 50-10 rule. After sitting for about 50 minutes, spend the next 10 minutes moving. You don't have to exercise intensely. Stand while talking on the phone. Walk around the house while waiting for the kettle to boil. During television commercials, stretch your legs, march gently in place, or practice standing up from your chair a few times. These small breaks keep your muscles active and your blood flowing. Sandra decided to follow this advice. She kept her morning walk, but she also stopped allowing herself to sit for hours without getting up. 3 months later, she noticed she stood up more easily, walked with greater confidence, and no longer felt as exhausted by the end of the day. The biggest change wasn't that she exercised more. It was that she stopped sitting so much. Now I'd like to hear from you. About how many hours do you think you spend sitting each day? Let us know in the comments below. Habit number 2. Not getting enough sleep. Many older adults believe that sleeping less is simply part of getting older. They wake up earlier than they used to, sleep only 5 or 6 hours, and tell themselves, maybe this is just what happens at my age. Carl thought exactly the same way. At 71, he rarely slept more than 6 hours a night. He usually fell asleep around midnight, woke up before dawn, and struggled to return to sleep. Because he wasn't lying awake all night, he assumed there wasn't much he could do about it. Over time, however, he noticed subtle changes. He became forgetful. He felt less patient than before. Small tasks seemed to require more effort, and by early afternoon, he often felt drained. He blamed aging, never considering that poor sleep might be the real problem. When Carl mentioned this during a routine checkup, his doctor explained something many people don't realize. Growing older does not mean your body needs less sleep. The amount of deep sleep may naturally change with age, but your body still depends on adequate rest to repair itself every single night. Think of sleep as your body's overnight maintenance program. While you sleep, damaged tissues begin to recover. Hormones that support muscle repair are released. Your immune system becomes more active, helping your body fight infections and recover from everyday wear and tear. Your brain is also remarkably busy. Throughout the day, waste products build up between brain cells. During deep sleep, the brain activates a natural cleaning process that helps remove many of these substances. Researchers believe this nightly housekeeping may play an important role in protecting long-term brain health and lowering the risk of Alzheimer's disease. Sleep also gives your heart an opportunity to recover. Blood pressure naturally falls during healthy sleep, giving the heart and blood vessels time to rest after a full day of work. Consistently sleeping too little may increase strain on the cardiovascular system over many years. And don't forget your immune system. People who regularly sleep well often recover more quickly from illness because their immune defenses have time to recharge overnight. On the other hand, chronic sleep deprivation can gradually increase health risks. Studies have linked long-term poor sleep with a higher likelihood of stroke, cognitive decline, and type 2 diabetes. It doesn't happen after one bad night. It develops slowly as months and years of inadequate sleep place, increasing stress on the body. So, how can you tell whether you're truly getting enough sleep? Here's a simple question. Do you regularly feel sleepy between 2 and 4 o'clock in the afternoon? A brief dip in energy after lunch can be normal. But if you frequently struggle to stay awake, need long naps, or feel exhausted almost every afternoon, despite a quiet day, your nighttime sleep may not be as restorative as you think. The good news is that improving sleep often starts with small, consistent habits. One approach many sleep specialists recommend is the 3-2-1 rule. Stop eating large meals about 3 hours before bedtime, so your body isn't focused on digestion while you're trying to sleep. Limit drinking large amounts of water during the last 2 hours before bed to reduce nighttime trips to the bathroom. Then avoid phones, tablets, televisions, and other bright screens during the final hour before bedtime. Blue light can make it harder for your brain to recognize that it's time to sleep. Carl's doctor also suggested keeping a simple worry journal beside his bed. Instead of carrying tomorrow's concerns into the night, Carl spent a few minutes writing them down before turning off the lights. He wasn't solving every problem. He was simply giving his mind permission to let go until morning. He also made his bedroom darker, kept the temperature cool and comfortable, and followed a consistent bedtime every evening. The results didn't happen overnight, but within several weeks, Carl was sleeping 7 to 8 hours most nights. He woke up feeling refreshed. His afternoon fatigue became much less noticeable, and even his memory seemed sharper than before. Sometimes the problem isn't that we're getting older, it's that our bodies haven't been getting the rest they've needed. Now, we'd love to hear from you. What is the biggest reason you have trouble sleeping? Let us know in the comments below. Habit number 3, social isolation. Not every health risk after 60 can be measured with a blood test or seen on an X-ray. Some of the most dangerous changes happen quietly, without causing pain or obvious symptoms. One of them is social isolation. Rita discovered this without realizing it. After her husband passed away, the house suddenly felt much quieter. At first, family and friends visited often. There were phone calls, meals together, and people checking in to see how she was doing. But as the months went by, life moved on for everyone else. The visits became less frequent. Rita stopped accepting invitations because she didn't want to be a burden. She convinced herself that staying home was easier. Gradually, one quiet day became another, until weeks passed with very little meaningful conversation. She wasn't unhappy every day, she simply became disconnected. Many older adults experience something similar after retirement, losing a spouse, or when children move away. Because it happens gradually, it often feels like a normal part of aging. But there is an important difference between being busy and being connected. You can spend an entire day watching television, reading books, working in the garden, or doing household chores, and still feel completely alone. Real connection happens when another person knows you, listens to you, and shares part of life with you. That sense of belonging is something no hobby can fully replace. Researchers now recognize that chronic loneliness affects far more than emotional well-being. When people remain socially isolated for long periods, the body often stays in a low-grade state of stress. Stress hormones remain elevated longer than they should, making it harder for the body to recover and maintain healthy balance. Over time, this ongoing stress may contribute to chronic inflammation, a process linked to many age-related diseases. The brain is affected as well. Meaningful conversations challenge memory, attention, language, and emotional processing, all at the same time. Without regular social interaction, those mental skills receive less stimulation. Studies have found that persistent loneliness is associated with a greater risk of cognitive decline and dementia. Later in life, the heart can suffer too. People who feel socially isolated often experience higher levels of stress, reduced physical activity, and poorer overall health habits. Together, these factors may increase the risk of cardiovascular disease. Perhaps most surprising of all, several large studies have found that prolonged loneliness is associated with a higher risk of premature death. comparable to other well-known health risks. Human beings are social by nature, and our bodies appear to function better when we maintain meaningful relationships. So here's a simple question to ask yourself. During the past week, how many real conversations have you had? Not greeting the cashier at the grocery store, not exchanging a few words with a mail carrier. Think about genuine conversations where you laughed, shared a story, talked about your day, or truly listened to someone else. If you struggle to remember any, your social health may deserve just as much attention as your physical health. Fortunately, rebuilding connection doesn't require having dozens of friends. You might join a local volunteer group, attend a community class, or participate in activities at a senior center. Meeting new people who share your interests often feels much easier than expected. Building relationships across generations can also be surprisingly rewarding. Spending time with grandchildren, younger neighbors, or mentoring someone can bring fresh energy and a renewed sense of purpose. Learning simple technology can make an enormous difference as well. Rita had never used video calls before. At first, she was hesitant, but after her granddaughter showed her how, weekly video chats became one of the highlights of her week. Seeing familiar faces instead of only hearing voices made her feel connected again, even when family lived far away. Little by little, Rita began saying yes more often. She joined a local volunteer program, made new friends, and found herself looking forward to each new week instead of simply waiting for it to pass. Her life didn't become busy, it became meaningful again. Now we'd love to hear from you. How do you stay connected with the people who matter most in your life? Share your answer in the comments below. Habit number 4. Eating foods that promote chronic inflammation. Many older adults believe they are eating a healthy diet simply because they avoid fast food and sugary desserts. That was certainly true for David at 69. He rarely ordered takeout, never drank soda, and tried to make what he thought were smart choices every day. Breakfast usually included whole wheat toast and a glass of orange juice. For a snack, he reached for low-fat yogurt or whole grain crackers. He cooked with vegetable oil because he had heard it was heart-healthy. David was surprised when his doctor told him that some of the foods he ate most often might be working against him. The problem wasn't that these foods were bad. The problem was that they were not the best choice for his body at his age. After 60, the body processes food differently than it did decades earlier. Muscle mass naturally decreases, which means the body burns fewer calories at rest. At the same time, many people become less sensitive to insulin, making it easier for blood sugar to rise after meals. The immune system also changes with age, increasing the likelihood of chronic, low-grade inflammation. Unlike the inflammation you experience after an injury, chronic inflammation usually causes no immediate pain. It quietly develops over months or years, gradually placing stress on tissues throughout the body. That's why some foods that appear healthy deserve a second look. Whole wheat bread is often healthier than white bread because it contains more fiber. However, many commercial brands are still highly processed and can raise blood sugar quickly, especially when eaten alone. Orange juice contains vitamin C, but it also delivers a large amount of natural sugar without the fiber found in whole oranges. Drinking a glass of juice is not the same as eating the fruit itself. Low-fat yogurt sounds like a smart choice, yet many flavored varieties contain surprisingly large amounts of added sugar. Removing the fat often means manufacturers add sugar to improve the taste. Many vegetable oils are another example. While some plant oils can be part of a healthy diet, highly refined seed oils used in processed foods may provide excessive amounts of omega-6 fats, without enough omega-3 fats to maintain a healthy balance. Even whole grain crackers can be misleading. Despite the healthy packaging, many contain refined flour, added starches, sodium, and oils that make them closer to processed snack foods than whole foods. None of these foods are harmful because of a single serving. The concern is what happens when they become everyday staples. As chronic inflammation builds over time, it has been linked to many of the diseases people fear most as they age, including heart disease, Alzheimer's disease, type 2 diabetes, certain cancers, and painful joint conditions. While inflammation is only one part of these diseases, keeping it under control may support healthier aging. So what should replace these foods? Many nutrition experts recommend a Mediterranean-style eating pattern because it emphasizes simple, minimally processed foods rather than strict dieting. David's doctor encouraged him to eat more eggs for high-quality protein. Replace refined cooking oils with extra virgin olive oil, and fill half of every meal with colorful vegetables. He also added avocados for healthy fats, berries for their natural antioxidants, and fatty fish such as salmon or sardines several times a week to increase his omega-3 intake. Because older adults are often low in vitamin D and magnesium, his doctor also checked those levels and recommended supplements when appropriate. These nutrients support bone health, muscle function, and many important processes throughout the body. David didn't count calories or follow a complicated meal plan. Instead, he focused on eating foods that looked more like they came from nature and less like they came from a factory. 3 months later, his follow-up tests showed encouraging improvements. Several markers associated with inflammation had decreased. His blood sugar was more stable, his joint stiffness had eased, and with his doctor's supervision, he was able to reduce some of the medications he had been taking. His biggest surprise wasn't discovering unhealthy foods. It was realizing that some foods he had trusted for years simply weren't the best fit for his body anymore. Now we'd like to hear from you. Which food on today's list surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Habit number 5, living with constant stress. Not all stress disappears after retirement. In fact, for many older adults, it simply changes its form. Nancy understood this better than anyone. At 73, she no longer worried about deadlines at work, but her mind rarely seemed to rest. She worried about every medical appointment, every unexpected expense, and every ache or pain she felt. She worried about her husband's health, her children's problems, and whether she might someday become a burden to her family. Even on quiet days, her mind was busy preparing for problems that had not happened. After months of feeling constantly exhausted, Nancy assumed stress was simply something she had to live with. Her doctor explained that while occasional stress is a normal part of life, constant stress is very different. As we grow older, stress often comes from sources that cannot be solved overnight. Health concerns become more common. Financial security may feel less certain. Many older adults become caregivers for a spouse or another family member, while managing their own health challenges at the same time. Others carry emotional burdens that have lasted for years. Regrets about missed opportunities, grief after losing loved ones, or loneliness that quietly grows with time. The body responds to all of these pressures in much the same way. When stress continues for weeks or months, cortisol, the body's primary stress hormone, can remain elevated for longer than it should. In small amounts, cortisol is helpful. It prepares the body to respond to challenges, but when it stays high day after day, the effects begin to accumulate. Blood pressure may increase because the heart and blood vessels remain in a constant state of alert. Sleep often becomes lighter and more fragmented, making it harder for the body to recover overnight. Persistent stress can also contribute to chronic inflammation, adding another burden to the aging body. Perhaps most importantly, long-term stress weakens the immune system, making it harder to fight infections and recover from illness. The goal is not to eliminate stress completely. That isn't possible. The goal is to stop allowing stress to control your life. Nancy's doctor encouraged her to begin with one simple question whenever she felt overwhelmed. Is this something I can control? If the answer was yes, she focused on one small action she could take. If the answer was no, she practiced letting go. Instead of replaying the same worries over and over, she also began practicing mindfulness for a few minutes each morning. Rather than dwelling on yesterday or fearing tomorrow, she learned to pay attention to the present moment. Gentle yoga and daily walks helped release physical tension that had built up in her body. On rainy days, she spent time gardening indoors, tending to small plants that brought her a sense of calm and purpose. She also joined a local community group where members met each week to talk, laugh, and support one another. Sharing worries with people who understood her experiences made those burdens feel much lighter. Little by little, Nancy noticed something unexpected. The problems in her life had not disappeared, but they no longer controlled every thought she had. Several months later, her blood pressure was better controlled. She was sleeping more soundly, and she felt calmer throughout the day. Even her doctor noticed improvements in her overall health. Growing older does not mean life becomes free of challenges, but learning how to respond to those challenges may be just as important as treating any medical condition. Now, we'd love to hear from you. What causes the most stress in your life today? Share your thoughts in the comments below. We've covered 5 habits that quietly shorten the lives of many older adults, but the good news is that none of them are beyond your control. You don't have to change everything at once. In fact, one small improvement often leads to another. Moving more can help you sleep better. Better sleep can reduce stress. Lower stress makes it easier to eat well. And staying connected with others gives you more motivation to keep healthy habits going. That's how lasting change happens. Not through perfection, but through small choices repeated every day. No matter your age, it is never too late to strengthen your body, protect your mind, and improve your quality of life. Your future health is not determined by yesterday's habits, but by the decisions you begin making today. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone you care about who could benefit from this information. And before you go, tell us in the comments, which of these 5 habits will you change first? Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.